Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Coffee Banter. It is a wonderful fucking Sunday morning. Actually, it is afternoon now because I can't fucking tell time. It's March 17th. Joining me today is Ive and Atreus. We're going to be just kind of shooting the shit for a
No.
little bit. So, thank you two for joining me. How's it going, Ive?
Yeah, good. I'm good. It's a bit midnight for me, but I'm good. Yeah.
I just got done hearing what a bento is. I still don't know what that is to this day. I've kind of explained it to me, but I'm still a little lost. And Atreus, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It is a great afternoon. I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I am gonna go see Dune 2 later today, and maybe sometime between this and that, I might adopt a dog. Me and my partner have been looking.
Are you going to the IMAX or what's going on?
Uh, Not quite. It's a place in my city called the Alamo, and
Mhm.
it's one of those theaters that has the reclinable chairs and like the
The waiters.
bartender service. Yeah, the
Yeah,
waiters.
dude.
Hit a little button and they come and bring you
It's
whatever the
super
heck you
nice.
want.
I used
Yep,
to go to one
it's
called the Movie House and Eatery. Same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to I can't see myself going to a theater that isn't like that anymore. That's just the way to do it.
Holy shit. Well, obviously, I'm not here to talk to you guys about just random real life stuff. We're here to get into the nitty gritty because I think we can all agree that CC kind of sucks right now. We want
CC does suck right now.
we want Square Enix to do a little bit better. But before getting into that, I kind of wanted, just for the people that may not know who you guys are, starting with Ive, can you kind of give us like an introduction, maybe like a, like a beginning, middle, end of what's going on with you in PvP in general since the start?
Oh, okay. So about me, I'm first starting PvP. I was just, I think back in Heaven's Sword when everything's still kind of weird in terms of PvP. I started from there. I was just a frontline guy who just queuing alone for EXP and all those stuffs. Eventually, start doing fees a little bit, and then
Hmm.
finally when CC comes hit, I was at the point where I was in Materia, OCM at the center is where I found with the OZs and the legend start there. I become like a legend, I say. Something like I become the top 30 on like three different region, for example, of like OCE, NA. I'm
Hmm.
not three different, like I think two different, like OCE and NA. And basically NA, I got top 30 in both data center, Crystal and Ether at the same time. And then also I won several community championship, I'd say that. Like rank one, like first place, second place, third place, and all around that for community. And that's all. And my main job is ninja. And because of those community winnings, the kind of things, I able to meet Yoshi P back in JP, and then I become friends with him, and the ninja got nerfed because of that, and yeah, you can blame me
Oh
for
my
that.
god. But
That's all from me.
before blaming you about Ninja, and forgive my dog, we're gonna keep that in here. No edits. There's no cuts here. We're professionals here. Uh, what got you into Feast? Was it just yearly through a friend, or like what was the introduction like?
Oh, what got me into Feast because I was just like, oh, there is another mode other than Frontline, so I tried to queue into up, and then there's also a Garo event at that time back in Stoneblood, so I was playing that to get the mount, and then I kind of like, oh, this is kind of fun, and because the art of killing people is just fun. And then
Mhm.
there's like a sound when you kill someone, it just keeping you going. It's a weird shit. There's no related like passions or whatever. There's nothing about it. It just the
So killing
sound when you
someone
kill
got you
someone.
excited. Is
It's
that
just
what I just
making
understood?
yes,
Okay, holy
exactly.
moly. Were you a heavy Feast grinder? Like, were you a top 100? Were you chasing anything for Feast
uh,
at the time?
I'm not. At that time, I only play like casually. So I play like training fee, what feast training,
Feast
and
training
then
grounds, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Even I play rank, I only reach like gold or something, and then I quit because
Mhm.
the queue died. So I was like, okay, I cannot play anymore.
And this was in Materia
So I
at the
stopped.
time.
Oh, I was in. That time I was on NA,
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
it's not like, yeah, I was on NA, but no one knows me. I was literally just a single guy, like a solo guy who doesn't do anything else, just doing my things alone, and that's it.
Mhm. And Atreus.
Oh man, I have been at this back since Realm Reborn when it was the Fold, just pure
Oh god.
4v4 deathmatch with combat raises and no balance. Oh, it was a great time. Played very consistently through that all the way into Feast. I was really into Frontline too when it was just secure. Um, Saw every iteration of the Feast through Heaven's Word, Stormblood, and whatever you want to call Shadowbringers. Um, and here we are today in CC. So my main is Paladin. I think everybody knows me as that. Um,
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with solo queue. I have participated in most seasons, at least seasons that I thought I wanted kind of like one of the rewards from. Have reached top 30 or top 10 rather, I guess, in the Feast. Um, Top 100 a number of times. I played in the 2016 FanFest Feast tournament and won with +1 King Stefan and another friend of ours.
Wait, I actually had no idea about that. Wait, what? Actually?
Oh yeah,
What the hell?
yeah,
Yes, you don't know.
He's been my teammate for this long. I didn't know that specifically that you were playing in that tournament. What the hell? That's awesome.
yep,
I didn't even know
yeah. So
Plus was participating. Wow.
he was. It was me, King Stefan, +1, and a friend of ours named Slib Falu. Name that we haven't seen in a very long time, mind you. He used to play Fold in early
Mhm.
Feast. Um, yeah, it was a strange tournament. It was like their first real go at it. We knew it was happening, but it wasn't. There was no like lead up, and we showed up to FanFest, and we filled out a card basically with our team, and the card asked us to like fill out like our highest ratings or whatever, and I think that's what they did it based off of. And so they pulled cards, they announced the teams. We found out that we were playing, and that was our afternoon for one of the days.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ, you just sent me back in time. That's crazy.
proto feast tournaments, and then obviously the next one was FRC, and then finally like 4 years later CCRC.
Were you introduced to the fold off a friend? Were you just like, oh hey, this looks cool on the lodestone, or what's? Do you remember what got you into it to begin with?
Oh no, I hit the ground running. I played Final Fantasy 11, and I was really into Ballista and Brenner, those two modes. I always love PvP in games, and so when they announced
Mhm.
that they were going to add something, I was like the first one in. Um, I wanted to play it, I wanted to get into it, and I did. And the rest is history.
Holy moly! And now we're in season 10. Believe it or not, it's been 10 ground old seasons. I want to say only season 20 was slightly different in terms of duration for the feast, right? Every other feast season was kind of the same duration, was kind of its own thing, right? You remember how long each season was at the time?
I don't remember the exact duration, but yeah, the final season leading up to like an expansion is always just like absurdly long.
Yeah. So now,
It
the
just prolonged it.
one thing that I wanted to compare between the feast and CC, obviously talking with both of you, is like what is it now that you think is missing, or like maybe is it the sheer incentive to wanting to play, is it the matchmaking, is it maybe the 4v4 versus the 5v5, like what are your immediate thoughts when you compare like how you felt wanting, like, this the urge to play in comparison to feast? Is it maybe just you've been playing this game too long? Is there something like drastically wrong for you that makes you want removes the drive to play? That immediately comes to mind, and we can start with Ive.
With me. All right. The difference between fees and CC and what is missing. I think I don't know, but I think it feels like how you differentiate between a good player and a bad player. That's one. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna explain it after. So I'm gonna put these points first.
Yeah.
So first thing is probably differentiate between the skill gap between good player and a bad player, basically. And then second is how team balance is. It's as in team balance, like what job you got in your team, and then what job the enemy got in, what enemy has basically, and they all are exact opposite team, something like that.
Okay, and we
I
can come back.
think those two.
We can come
Yeah,
back
I
to
think
that
those
first
two
point
for now.
if there's a segue at any point. Atreus.
The first thing that comes to my mind, rewards. I mean, you're not gonna get people to come back every single season, if all you're gonna do is change what the plate, like the Roman numeral on the plate. Because I remember
Definitely.
the first few seasons, like they popped off.
Yeah.
They were very active. Um, it was still not like the most balanced thing. Like to give Square Enix a little bit of credit, they started off really well, kind of balancing things, kind of paying attention to the numbers and all that kind of stuff. And that kind of gave everybody a bit of hope that we didn't really have in the feast, just the frequency of it in comparison. But then they kind of dropped the ball by giving us nothing to really fight for. Like if we got our plates, besides just pure love of the game, what is anybody going to play for? What is anybody going to queue up
Mhm.
ranked for? They're not competing for anything except, I mean, bragging rights. But like, not everybody has that mental, and you have to kind of cater to both. So that's kind of why I think it fell off.
Yeah, and that's one reason why I wanted to also piggyback off the way you worded it about the rewards is obviously like you've kind of mingled, even if you may not be completely fluent in Japanese. People always bring up the argument that it's the culture that
Mm.
Americans is all like want, need, or give. Whereas it seems like, would you say that the Japanese are pleasant with the current state of the game? Is it because they have more light party activity to kind of mitigate a lot of the I don't want to say false expectations, but just it feels like there's something missing, and it's hard not to say that we're the only ones to think that kind of feel that way. I've heard the same comments from EU, like some people from EU, but
Hmm.
what do you think it is like really about it? If you had to talk about the rewards, do you think that's necessary?
It's yes and no. Like, I bet like everyone likes the reward. Like everyone likes to get rewarded on of something they do. Especially they spend a lot of time for yeah, like queuing, for example, right? You get a higher score, a high rank or whatever, and then you got rewarded. Everyone wants that. So and regardless, even you don't care too much about reward, it's kind of like okay, it's a big bonus for me. Like you got the mount or whatever. It's kind of like a good thing.
Hmm.
Anyway, on JP, I think they also care about rewards, but they don't care either. They doing it for like almost the pure of passions, or like I just like PvP, and then people also enthusiastically doing PvP. Sometimes they do pick up scrims or things like that. But in my opinion, pick up scrims and like what you call it, Steam pick up what you call it, LP scenes. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
it's kind of like half its season as well, so it's not always popping off. There's all sometimes like right now, for example, people were like not doing LP stuff. They kind of like doing their own things, either like doing fishing and everything or playing other games. They're doing it right now. So CC, even in solo queue CC, you will not see like the top players playing quite often. Mostly just people who sit on solo queue every single time. You've never seen them anywhere else, like tournament and anything. They just in solo queue. They're doing it either they want a reward or they just love playing PvP casually. That's what it is. This sometimes, yeah, they care about rewards, but they also don't care too much about rewards. They just doing it because they like playing it.
Yeah,
That's all.
to me, I think a lot of the I don't want to say annoyance. Like, what irritates me a little bit is like we see the potential, right? Like there was even that one screenshot I think of like when they showed the trophies, like it was kind of like a leak or something. Like even if they gave us like a furniture piece, a different title, like even like I don't mind literally anything. But if it's just going to be the same thing as Atreus mentioned with Roman numerals, and they're not taking enough risk, right, in terms of changes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think all of us have
Scared.
kind of tried every season to keep reclimbing. Obviously, like it's not for everyone, especially when it feels like there's not that many changes, right? Like to go back to what you said about besides playing for the player skill, which you feel is very hard to get rewarded for outplaying someone and whatever the case. I don't know. It just
Sorry.
it feels kind of, I don't want to say shallow, but it feels kind of like they just kind of threw their kid in the water, which is CC, you know, and then it's just kind of drowning, and we've just been kind of like we
Yeah.
plateaued, you know, after season 1, season 2. I would say I don't know if
It's
you guys might feel the same about that, but I personally in some ways do feel like we plateaued.
I feel that
sorry, man.
it might be important to
You go on.
distinguish
Mm.
between ranked and
Mm.
casual, because and also to distinguish between the season and the series. Like they've done good stuff with the series. I mean, they've added
Yeah, the
really kind of
series.
intriguing rewards for that front. And I think I said briefly a moment ago that they're scared of kind of making people feel left out on rewards again. The way, I mean, you go to the official forums or sometimes the occasional Reddit thread, it's people asking, they're like, "Oh, when are they going to bring back those rewards?" People obviously feel left out from those things, and I don't think they want to create that feeling of isolation within their player base under any circumstances. And so they put the best stuff in the series. And I mean, to also be fair, like if you queued up casual, it's always popping. There's always a population for that. It's just ranked that suffers from this. Ranked
Yeah,
is just kind of uh, neglected in comparison to the feast, but casual in the series, like man, I mean, those have been some pretty nice rewards.
yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I said, to give
Yeah.
them some credit, like it's just
Yes.
it's still the feeling of like potential, you know, like
Yeah.
they
I
kind of
got you.
they kind of showed us that when you know, the fact that they completely remade the PvP mode in general, right? Like obviously full credits to them for completely overhauling and kind of, you know, I would say they stuck the landing in terms of the job kits. Obviously, as we said, it's not going to be perfectly balanced off the rip or whatever, but still there's something there. And we only had what, one community cup, and we've only seen one CCRC so far, and still like it's it's interesting to think about it in terms of like CC's a baby,
Um,
wouldn't you say? Like it's
I
still in its
can.
first phase.
Yeah, I mean, it's sorry to cut you off.
No, no, no. Go
Basically,
ahead, please,
yes,
please.
I totally get. I totally get. Like, yes, CC is still baby, it's still new, but it just sounds really neglected and then very. I think most like PvP in the game, other than World of Warcraft PvP, they always push it like, okay, play PvP, like this is the reward, this is the thing. That's World of Warcraft, right? I was speaking about other games too,
Hmm.
like or what you call like Guild Wars 2, for example. They have crazy amount of people who doing PvP, and there's like not only one mode of PvP basically. The balancing always around those two modes. Meanwhile, on 14, they kind of like neglected because many people think like 14 is a MMO game, RPG game. They always focus about RPG, like the story and everything. They always think about that instead of the PvP and all those stuffs. I get it. Like, if you want to play competitive things, don't play MMO. Like, yeah, that's fair. But they make it here, like they make PvP here, and PvP by nature is already competitive, and they make the competitive nature become casual. It feels weird.
Yeah,
This is what you got. Like everyone's is a winner. Everyone is no one's is losing anything, and everyone's winning. Like, what is this? Like, this is no competition. This is just a playground like for kids who
Yeah.
never have any competitions. It just feels that way. And then speaking about rewards again, sorry, I'm speaking again.
no, no, no,
Like,
please, please. Yeah,
it feels so lazy. Like they just lazy in my opinion. Like, okay, every single time it's just like, okay, we're gonna add this instead. I think their resource, like they put it somewhere else in my opinion. Like, again, I get it. PvP is very niche in MMO, and then people be like, nah, it's not good enough, and no, it's not like whatever. It's bad. PvP is bad. In every MMO, PvP is bad. There's no balance. There's no this, no that, no this, no that. Yeah, but they make it here, and then they put it into like a tournament. They have like the highest tournament, this is CCRC and everything, which is they care about it, but they don't really care about it. It's just kind of like passive aggressive girlfriend. It's sucks.
And named Yoshi
It
P.
sucks.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing
Yeah,
that they do too. Like, especially once they start announcing the next expansion and we get sort of closer to that, they start neglecting the current system, and you start to see less and less updates on it because, as we've all seen, every single expansion they revamp it from basically the ground up, like new kits, new everything. So like, it's almost like, what's the point in spending
Mhm.
any time like tidying up the current system when in half a year it's all going to be different? I think that's exactly where we're at now. I might eat my words on Tuesday, depending on what those updates actually are, but I don't think they're going to be anything significant. It's going to be like a tiny little number adjustment, and the rest is just going to be us waiting for the next iteration, which is going to come in 7.1. It's been very formulaic in my
Yeah.
opinion.
How
it is.
different
It
was
is.
it from the Fold to the Feast? Like, was it the same way as CC was
Oh,
with the drop kits and stuff?
no, well, the fold was your full job, like PvE job kits
Oh, that's
with
right.
like a few additional PvP abilities like full swing and like testudo and all that kind of shit. And it was creative because like you had like a certain number of points. Like, this is when your PvP like rank actually mattered, like that rank 50 or whatever, like flame chaser or whatever the fuck.
Mm.
Um, you use those as points to allocate towards your PvP abilities, and you can upgrade them and basically like kit yourself out a bit. So
Oh,
that you could do that in the fold, and then
that's so good.
That sounds awesome.
the first iteration
Yeah,
of
that's so
Feast
good.
was Heaven's Word kits plus those PvP abilities that you can kind of like put points into. Like, it was things like, for full swing, like I think one upgrade was like more damage, and then like the third upgrade was like it pushes targets back. No, sorry, full swing was vulnerability. Glory slash knocked people back, and you can upgrade it to knock them back
Oh yeah,
farther.
I remember that.
And
Yeah.
you could like use it to knock them farther out of like a white mage bubble or something like that.
The hell?
Mhm.
This is much
Yeah,
more
like,
intricate. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
it sounds interesting, right? And
Yeah.
that's what we
it's fun.
lost.
Yeah.
What the hell?
um, so the first Heaven's Word feast was PvE kits plus that, and then Stormblood is when it became reduced to classic 9-button PvP.
Where did we go
Well,
wrong?
Oh boy, man,
oh
you
boy.
man, that is a whole discussion.
The hell? Well, so while we're fresh up now that
Yeah.
we've kind of lingered on the past a little bit and we have something to compare it to, this is a fun question, I guess, for the two of you, starting with Ive. In terms of PvP,
Oh, yeah.
if you were Yoshi P for a week, what change would you like do like instantly, like put on the agenda? Like, okay, we're changing the shit like right now. What is, if you had to pick, let's just try to, one category or just one specific thing as much as
Oh,
possible. What would you change?
I'll change the game engine.
The game engine.
This
Oh wow.
PvP, the game engine, yeah, this new PvP is not suitable for this engine. It's way about separatics and all those stuffs. It's so dumb in my opinion, and then it's also simplistic, which is fine. Like simplicity is fine, but again, like
Mhm.
you have to balance it with a good environment. The environment is bad, especially doesn't fit well. So everyone who has, let's say you have a better ping, better everything, you have more advantage, obviously. But again, the server ticks and everything is client based. Let's say in my client you are half HP, in your client you are full HP already, but you're still dead. It's so dumb. You ever think like, you ever, what you call it, hear everyone talking about, oh, I'm on top of the pot but I still died and everything, it feels bad and everything like that. Or someone stole the pot because they have a better ping or whatever, but you are on the screen, your screen, literally on top of the pot at the
Mhm.
same time, but they have a better ping or something like that. And then, like, for example, Atreus and you both play Paladin. When you press that Paladin LB and then you died, it
Yeah, this
feels
game
so
sucks.
bad because of server ticks. It was super dumb.
Yep.
The game engine needs to change if you want to keep this type of PvP, in my opinion. It's if you the first thing first that I want to get to do is that balancing will come after, and but the first thing first, environment and everything needs to be fixed, or else it's not gonna well, it's not gonna work well. For example, if I want to put example, World of Warcraft have a very good PvP engine. Like, World of Warcraft engine is really good because you press button, you react at the same time. That's it. If you, even you like or whatever, they have like some kind of built-in engine where you have kind of like the server respond to you better, something like that. I remember if you have like high ping, for example, how much your ping you have. If you have like 200 ping, you could adjust into it, and then they're
Mhm.
gonna help you with it. You feel like everything feels fluid to you. Yeah, that's basically it. This is so janky. Like CC engine, like oh, it's fun. People say fun, 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 but yeah, I have to admit, you have to be objective, not be subjective. Objectively is so janky.
Yeah, it
That's
makes
what I'm
sense.
gonna do for like instance.
And Atreus.
I think he described it perfectly. Like, there's no reason that we can't have a game that is responsive to our actions, just like World of Warcraft. But if we're just going to keep these servers, then I don't think there's any reason that we can't revamp all GCDs and OGCDs so that when you push them, the damage goes out instantly. I don't like the fact that we haven't like homogenized that. Like, there are still abilities in this game that do not do damage until the animation concludes, and yet it still snapshots beforehand, like at the start of the push of the button. I think that's crazy. Like if we're gonna have the server tick, if we're gonna have these servers, then I think we just need to comb over every single ability and make sure that the damage applies the moment, or the effect rather, applies the moment you push the button. I think that would be an enormously big step towards making this game a lot better. But just for the sake of having kind of a different answer, I want more buttons, man. Like, I want to do more things with our jobs. I want
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
buttons, and
it's true.
I want more opportunities to kind of differentiate yourself from other players. Like, I think that would help the
Yeah,
rank scene. I think that would help create a much healthier game. I mean, it's crazy that you can go into frontline and there can be bots that literally hold W and do a very basic rotation and they can kill you. That should never be. It should be at least
that should
complex enough
never be.
that should be at least complex enough that it's just not so easily programmable. You know?
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think that speaks volumes about where the game is right now.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
and I
true.
also
Yeah.
want to go back to a system where you kind of build up to burst rather than just have it available. Um, like
On the go.
Stormblood Feast, basically most jobs had
Oh, it's so
gauges.
good, man. Stormblood
Yeah,
feels
that's
so good.
true.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
You had
sorry.
gauges. Like you hit, you built up a gauge,
I love it, man.
and then you had burst. It's just like right now, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna hold this corner, I'm gonna gap close, and I'm gonna dumpster somebody the moment I pop out, which is like another issue I have with like server tick and the way the game kind of functions. It's just there's no incentive to just like kind of clash a little bit and then burst, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a game of chicken at the beginning.
What
Um,
what comes to mind is
and
kind of
try
like how Terra has combos and I think Black is it called Black Desert? Something Desert?
Oh,
oh, BDF.
video.
BDO has
Yeah.
like these crazy combo systems, right? That's what comes to mind. Like there's some intricacy instead of just
Uh,
pressing W like you mentioned.
uh,
I don't think we can ever
I
really hit
guess.
that level of. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
I don't think
that'd be so nice, but
it's
that's
different.
like a deep. It's
In terms
such a
of
different
combo,
combo
it's instead
system,
of just
yeah.
having the one, because we just press one in between everything. Like you could have
Oh, fair.
a
Yeah.
Oh,
separate one. You know what I mean by one? Like
oh,
it's just your basic combo,
Yes.
whatever. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
why not have two or three
I,
of them that eventually lead into different cycles of damage and whatever?
At one point, we did have two
uh,
like basic combos. I mean, I'm gonna use Paladin for every example that I've got, but like there was the Rage of Halone combo, which like applied a slight damage down on people, or there was your other Royal Authority combo, which if I remember right, it like gave you MP. Um, so it was just like different things that you could do. I mean, those are still very base level two options, but I mean, why did we lose that?
if I were to speak about Paladin, you guys lose so much stuff. You don't have what you call it, Holy Spirit. You lose Request Cat, and we're like, where are those? All you got is just the what's called the big sword comes in from the ground.
Continue.
Convenier. Yeah, you only get convenier and all those stuff. Like, and then what your reward of the convenier combo is when you do LB, and your LB is like 2 minutes
Yeah.
or like 2 ages. Basically, you only do it like once or twice every game. It's like, what the fuck is this? And then it just feels not nice because back in the day, you have so many options to do your bursts. You have ways like A B C D E F G to do your burst is not always the same burst every single time. For example, you saw Monk. Monk is always like, oh, if you got pushed out from Monk with the Enlightenment, you're gonna get Meteor Dive regardless if they have LB, 100%. You already know that. It's kind of like, why? And then it's so simple. Like, don't get me wrong, simplicity is fine, but it's way too simple is bad because you cannot differentiate. This is coming with my point where I'm talking about it before. Simplicity is fine, but differentiate between good player and bad player has to be there. When everyone can do what you do, no one is special. Because everyone is special, no one is special. Like no one's good, no one's
Mhm.
bad.
Yeah.
Everyone's a winner. That's bad, in my opinion. That's not healthy for a game, especially PvP, right? Because it's just feeding like people ego, like, oh, I can do whatever you do, I can do whatever you do, like, and then they just gonna try to grief you every single time. They just, if they don't like you or something, it's not fun for people at some point obviously. And then there's no point if you getting better, as in, if you're good you can climb or whatever, you have titles, you have all those achievement in your belt basically, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything when people can kind of like shut down you with a basic level of knowledge or play with just snap of the finger, which is like LB whatever. They just grief you every single time, every single game. If they know you, let's say you are CCRC winner and then you go grief every single game like that, it's kind of like, it's dumb. And everyone can do what you do, and nothing special. There's no difference between you and, let's say, bronze player or something. The bronze player can meteor dive as same like you do, and that's it. It's just like you only know the different fundamentals and then experience that you get, so you could read it better. That's it. There's no difference in gameplay. It's not healthy, in my opinion.
To write off
It's
how you worded it with everyone can do it. I feel like that's what's going on now more than ever in ranked queues, because it kind of feels like just anyone can hit crystal games, which is where my
yeah,
main I understand like they want it to be accessible, they don't want to let the queues die and stuff, but it's like literally it feels just like absolutely anyone can hit crystal by just pressing W. You can just go in and you just get, win the coin flip as long as you're hopefully getting one more person that can actually carry the game or whatever, and you're somewhat pressing your buttons, even if it's not optimally and just kind of existing. You can get yourself into crystal
yeah,
by just grinding your ass off, just playing and playing and playing. You can get crystal. Whereas, like, I only caught the
yeah,
tail end of season 20 of Feast. I was brand new at the time, and I'll never forget the feeling of hitting Diamond Wolf the first time. Like that promo game was insane. Like the grind
Oh
was
yeah.
insane, and afterwards, like
hell yeah,
the like shaking, like I don't feel that anymore. Like I still remember to this day the exact feeling I had. Like my hands were shaking, and I was just like, popping off because first off I was playing Paladin, right, and it sucks because like you're very easily the person that people want to complain about. So I was eating a lot of shit at the time from the community, being a new paladin, but I didn't want to give up, right? So I was just still
yeah,
grinding and kind of fighting against the tide or whatever. But yeah, literally, you can just do whatever the hell you want, and you can get into these lobbies with the best of the best. And I'm going to use that as a segue into what I would change, which is the matchmaking. But why is it that JP has they're on their third season going now, almost on with the fact that they have a barrier of entry where they have a matchmaking system, and
mm,
I feel like at least Aether, could with the size of our data center could benefit drastically from having a matchmaking system. Like, why don't they even just test it? Like, what the hell is like what is stopping them?
uh
I could not
So,
answer that.
do you, oh, okay. I guess I can answer that. So
Hmm.
basically, what happened is about the enthusiasm. Let's say that Ether is always the same people, same people, same people every single time. Even the alts from under data center, every single time. And then there's a difference about the NA and JP. Like JP basically very active. Let's say people do play like 5 6 hours a day every single night or something like that. If you get into, let's say you have 1,300 point, 1,100 something point, if you don't play, you fall off from the board regardless, because there's no dead day on that time. It's always, let's say, on peak hour they have like 7 p.m. their times, 8 p.m. their times, and then or 9 p.m. their times, and then they're gonna pop for like 5 6 hours a day at that time, and then die. And then the next day, the same thing over and over again. Same people you've met in queue, same person, same play style every single day. It's mind numbing. And I don't think they think too much when they play, in my opinion, because they feel
Mhm.
like they just auto playing, just like you grind on those Chinese MMOs, like basically like that. It feels like that.
But wouldn't you say
But
that
with those grinds,
this
sorry, go ahead.
solves a lot of the player skill issue if you are having intense lobbies? There's
Not
payoff. It's something
really.
we've talked about before.
Not
The payoff
really.
of playing in a, at least, if they can't give us rewards or whatever, at least make it worthwhile to play and keep it interesting, knowing that I'm
Yeah.
playing in a lobby with the best. Like,
It's hard.
This
It's super
game has a
hard.
shortage of people with that sort of mentality,
well, no,
unfortunately.
it feels now, but we
Exactly.
feel that now though, in comparison to what. Imagine if we were still in the early season. I'm gonna well, specifically when I say early seasons, I mean like seasons 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we're
Because
feeling it now, and we're losing more people than we're gaining, and that's because they're losing the passion to keep playing ranked queues when they're just
I
having
have.
having these boring I would say boring. There's kind
Yeah.
of lack of interest, when at least what keeps
Mm,
me going is, at least to want to play solo queue, is as long as it's somewhat competitive and the lobby is interesting, I'm going to keep playing. But if I'm not having just that, then I'm slowly I feel myself
uh,
like waning down more and more and
wait.
gravitating towards playing on JP instead.
Okay. I guess I have several what you call it, several opinion about it for myself, from myself, like not opinions, like point of view.
Mhm.
Like first thing is probably the game. The game is very advertised, non PvP friendly from many people, especially the casual people who just play this game casually. Let's say they do, even some people who just race and just this, just that. Like they never go into extend in terms of PvP. So many people try PvP and then they got discouraged because the competitive nature of PvP, and they be like, "Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad." It's not people like toxicity in PvP. No, it's not about that. It's about discouragement. People discouraged for playing PvP because they don't like losing. Many people don't like losing and they don't want stress. PvP is stressful at some point where you feel bad, you feel good, and something like that. That's why many people play PvP because they enjoy this adrenaline. They enjoy those stress. Many people don't like that. They just want an easy life when after let's say long day work and everything like that. 14 is the game for them. They usually just raid and everything, casually playing this game. That's why PvP is so intense. People be like, "Oh, I don't want to interact with people or let's say compete with people. I already have my feel, let's say the whole day for 8 hours, 7 hours, let's say that they don't want to go PvP and then get stressed by losing and everything. It
Yeah.
feels bad to lose, but and especially when you do bad, you feel bad about it. Because
That's
also PvP, you need to relearn everything because the kit of PvP and PvE is totally different. Unlike other
yeah,
games, their kit's the same, but
exactly.
they just fighting different people. But this is like a new game. This is like different game. That's why they don't
Yeah.
wanna bother to learn it.
I
It's
And that's
not
my
Go ahead,
not
first
that
Atreus.
point.
everybody has to have their hand held or anything, but the game also does not a great job in kind of helping players understand how to get better or like the actual direction or like the cadence of the game. It's typically people who find the discords or like kind of do their own research and their own like self-initiating that end up learning more about how to like navigate ranked, about how to play the actual game, how to like how to string their abilities in a way that makes sense, that actually benefits their team, how to navigate the server tick, which is like such a huge competency that people like just end up not really understanding. That I have a feeling that a lot of people end up just falling out because of that reason, because it just doesn't make sense. Like, why
Mm.
did it just get blown up? Like, where should they be using their guard? Like, what should they be doing on their job? Like, all of that has been kind of covered by the community, but it's not covered by the game. And at a certain point, like, it would be nice if the game actually acknowledged itself, and how
Yeah.
it would expect its players to like play the game. Like this is not a creative game. Like people, there are no play styles really. Like barring some very very minor exception, like it's played one correct way, and I wish the game would just kind of acknowledge that and lean into it and help players understand how to play it.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to focus on that. Although I think you both are technically correct, it's hard not to argue that clearly JP even themselves want it at this point in time. That's why I'm gonna keep you're gonna hear me repeat that we're on season 10. We've seen how powerful and passionate the potential for one of the game mode, but we see things like LBTV. We saw how crazy the Tokyo Dome was recently at JPC CRC. We've seen we're probably like at least over 100 like broadcasts from just JP alone, not including NA and EU. We've seen someone like I may be pronouncing his name, someone like Sozu, who's now works with Square Enix. You know, he was just a community figure, and lo and behold, now he works with Square Enix, and they were in a professional studio. We've seen people like Plus One get the chance to be commentary at FanFest. You know, like obviously there's something there, and like you cannot argue that there has to be a middle ground. There has to be some field for the players that have that drive to want to compete and stuff. I would say you can't even load into a custom lobby by yourself to practice the goddamn mode, dude. Like
it's
Brother, yes.
so like there has to be an environment, and that's where I think the matchmaking can be the results of that. Like if they're gonna let us speak for themselves, like just have a middle ground for the players that want to compete.
I don't think matchmaking have anything about this. It's just how they care about this game. And let's say
but JP has it. You know what the hell?
Let me explain. Like JP, I think is about the community manager. Like JP community managers often reach out on people. Have you ever heard anyone got contacted by community manager other than when the big event comes out, or even the community itself? Not community, the community manager itself, like doing something other than just, oh, we streaming. Other than that, nothing. There is nothing coming from this game. There is nothing intensive coming from this game other than just a photo shoot, whatever, that doesn't even interact with the community manager. You don't even do anything with them. On JP, I think they kind of like reaching out, and then even some Yoshipi, because Yoshipi speak Japanese, obviously, duh. And he watched, like, if there's a community tournament and everything, he watched it. And the JP people is enthusiastically like giving donations, donating things, so many things that are going from there. That's why, but they're not doing it so often. They're not doing tournament that often.
Yeah.
As in, when the tournament comes in, they always make it like really high value productions every single time, and then they have a really good scheduling and everything. Less drama, less those funny people complaining about this and that. But yeah, that's again, like, I don't think there's anything to do with the matchmaking. Again, on NA, for example, I don't think the community manager do any bad shit about any of this. Could you imagine, like, these things, even the solo queue dies because of that, and then people of enthusiasm also kind of like die down, and many people don't really care. Oh, it's to the PvP tournament, I don't care about it. It's PvP. Also, part of these Western community from like OCE, AU, NA, other than JP, they don't really care about PvP. Even on JP, some people hate PvPers. I heard it from Karma. I'm friend with them, and then he said many people don't like PvPers in JP because they feel like they are superior or something like that. They stand out too much.
Yeah.
It's Japanese culture. If you stand out too much, they don't like it because you you kind of like way too proudful or whatever. Let's say you have these titles and then you put the titles on you and then they be like, oh, just PvPers or people don't really care, kind of things like that. Those mentality makes some things unvaluable. It kind of like they don't have any value in many people's, especially in this game. But again, like Tokyo Dome have like 100 people like broadcasting because what? This is an event. People be like, this event, people wants it, people wants it. This is event, people wants it. But on NA, how do I say this? This is kind of like insane to compare. These fanfests, yes, it's fun, but they just make fanfest as uh, an event to meet their friends, like Final Fantasy friends or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, rather than just doing the event, they want to meet friends. That's it. They don't. Sometimes they don't really care about the events. They just hanging out on their own, do cosplay and whatever. That's fine. But again, the event is not the main focus of many people. Meanwhile, in JP, the event is their main focus. They want to broadcast it. They want anything. I think also part of the community manager that play part of it. On NA, it doesn't feel that way. It just feels different. Everything feels different. Everything when you do on NA, for example, like community tournaments back in the day, there's like a drama. Everyone's tired, man. Everyone's fatigued with that. Rather than I just want to play the game. I don't want to hear drama, and people complaining this and that, this and that. Like, what is this? This is not competition. This is just a big theater with some clowns in it.
Drama.
It's
We
I
don't
couldn't
not.
even
have.
tell you who
We
our
don't have any
community
drama.
managers are.
Yeah,
Like,
I
is it
cannot tell you.
Rika or whatever? Like, yeah. All I know is
Yeah.
they stream a little bit. They don't barely really interface with anybody, and that's kind of it. It's just to me, it's a
Mhm.
little bit crazy how much they depend on the community to like handle events, at least in the PvP scenario. Like all they've really done, they did the community cup and then CCRC. Like
In a whole
you're
expansion.
telling
Yeah.
yeah, in a whole expansion, you're telling me that they can't have I really thought at the beginning of Endwalker that they were about to have like dedicated PvP people. Um,
Yep.
and I really thought that they did, but it just doesn't really feel that way anymore. We're right back to where we were before. And so they're just not giving a whole lot of reason to care about it
That's
when I
exactly my
really do
issue.
feel like,
Hmm.
yeah, I really feel like they should be spending a little bit more time like trying to set these events up and giving people a reason to play. And I think this all ties back to rewards. It's funny that I was talking about JP and like standing out, and it's just like NA loves standing out. Are you kidding me? Like, add stuff to fight for so that they can actually stand out. Like, I think that's what they want. I think that's what they've always wanted, and just it's just disappointing that any tournament that we play is just put together by the community, by a group of passionate people who thank God for them, for all the people that actually want to play LP and like and play in tournaments and set them all up and put in all the work for it, because Square Enix isn't doing a god darn thing
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
It sucks, and
It's
that's why
frustrating.
I started at the beginning, if you remember, and the whole reason why even having conversations. I think having conversations like this is healthy. Is as I mentioned, like verbatim, was I get irritated by the potential. It's a question of
Yes.
why not.
Yeah, obviously.
They completely
It's
overhauled the mode. They for one, the amount of resources that they used and not take advantage of it, to me, is mind-boggling.
How can they make 5
yeah.
maps for this mode, but it still feel the way it does? Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like the effort and the passion goes into kind of the wrong things. Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful that we have all these maps, and like the effort that has gone into it, I'm still very grateful for it. I'm just like, we need a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Mhm.
And I don't think what we're asking for is really a lot.
And Dawntrail's around the corner, right? And like,
Dawntrail is around the corner, and we
it's
have no
crazy.
idea if they're just going to
Oh
keep doing
man.
CC. Are they going
Don't,
to add more
don't get me
maps?
started.
We're
Are
getting
the
the
kits going to?
we're going back to the fold.
We're
Don't get
going.
me stuck with it.
Hell yeah, let's
Don't get
go.
me started. Don't get me started of it. I mean, let's say it's always been the same issue, even for like, I'm not talking in only PvP, right? It's in this game general. Okay, there's some issue with this job, some issue with this balancing everything. Everything has some issue with this and that, this and that. this rate, for example, I don't think rates, job balance, let's say that.
Mhm.
They're gonna be like, okay, it will be good in the next expansion. It's always like that. Why you're not gonna fix it like the next patch, or like have a
Yeah.
minor patch to for fix anything? They don't do that. Like,
And the
it feels
communication
like
about it
this.
is terrible too. Like they just
Correct.
Yeah,
don't tell us
yeah,
anything, and we're probably not going to hear anything about PvP probably until the media tour. I'm like, I'm not banking on PAX. I'm not banking on whatever's coming in April after that. Like I fully anticipate finding out so much information at the media tour whenever that happens to be, and that's like, when is that? Why can't they just throw us a little bit of information? It's like, this is what we want to do. It doesn't mean that's what's going to happen exactly, but this is what our goal is. Here's
Yep.
like a little bit, just a little crumb.
And it's not a quick.
Little,
It's not that they can't. That's the other
it's not that they
shit.
can't.
Like, what's going on?
it's I just don't, I don't know, like those kind of like packs and everything, all those events. It feels like just a marketing, like, oh, you can try this, you can try this.
Yeah, it's for
Come
new
back,
players,
don't
not
you?
for
It's
us.
just new play. Always why new player? Come in like, bro, you have like a million players, or it's not million, or like whatever. Oh, like several players, like how many players that still playing? That you have like, bro, you have like Realm Reborn, Heaven's Word, Stormblood, Shadowbreakers, and now Endwalker. You have 5 expansions, including Realm Reborn. Man, like this is not, even the casual players who plays this game is not a short time. They at least needs to spend total a month of playtime, or maybe 2, to finish a whole story and understanding everything. This is the casual player I'm talking about, not
Yeah,
the PvP player who play every day. Like, imagine that. They still kind of like, hey, these people play the game though. Like, come on, help them. Do something new. And then even some event like, okay, Little Ladies Days and everything, those events is just like basically the same event, different story, and even the story has the
Mhm.
same meaning. Oh, we have to spread happiness for everyone. Every single event do be like that. Like, why? Do
dude.
something more interesting. Do something more. They don't even give it more, man. It's just like for these old player, but for new player, always like new player, new player, new player.
I just
Yeah,
want
I
to
get
point
it.
out.
New marketing. New
I just want to
marketing.
point
I
out
get
that
it. But holy
we got
shit, man.
Explorer mode so that people can go into dungeons and take their pictures and stuff, but we still can't queue into custom games with less than 10 people.
Boggles my mind.
Fuck's sakes. Fuck's sakes, man.
We still
Again,
can't
like,
explore the PvP
yes.
maps and the CC maps to like, yeah, we can't even
I
Mhm.
don't
enter.
know.
Every
Well,
time
but again,
Yoshi shows a new map,
okay.
he's always in there by himself too. They literally have the
Yeah,
technology.
it's true. You know what's crazy is we've been. It's been about 50 minutes now, more or less, and we haven't even gotten into
Yeah.
Frontline. We haven't even gotten into Rebel Wings.
Frontline sucks. Frontline's
We could
terrible.
save it. We
Like
could save the rant for
Uh,
another day. We could save your thoughts. Save your
I,
thoughts. We can talk about Frontline next time. But so far, we'll try to keep it a little bit
I,
CC and
I,
stuff. But
I have a
yeah,
whole
I
ass rant
don't,
about Frontline that you just get. Don't
I
even get
don't
me
think,
started.
I don't think front are gonna take a long. In
no,
my opinion,
I
like
have
these
so much to
PvP.
yell about Frontline. It's so bad.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah. Me too. I play
Yeah, I
Formline
know, I
in
know. But
3,
yeah,
all
I've.
4
How many
regions.
commander codes do you
But
have,
holy
Ive?
shit.
You fucking monster.
I
Uh,
have 2 commander codes. I have 2 Hand of Mercy. And if I am include the old character I delete, I probably have 3 or 4.
I
But
couldn't help
now
but
I have,
notice that all three of us are immortal flames, but that doesn't matter in Frontlines anymore.
it does not.
yes, exactly. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, to be more balanced in some ways. That's fine in my
Boo!
opinion.
Boo! Immortal flame supremacy! Boo!
Because I remember, like, because back in the day when these, okay, we speak about frontline.
Very
Back in the
briefly,
day
very
when
briefly. Yeah.
these free companies still kind of matters, quote unquote, air quotes, people go into either Maelstrom or Immortal Flame, between those two, because good players stay there, or like they win more. And then others were like those people who with the dunce cap, and then like, I like yellow,
Actually,
and then something like that.
Actually, not even true, because back in ARR, and this is on Aether, mind you, so everybody's experience is going to be different.
Yeah, it's
Like,
never
I
difference.
distinctly
Yeah.
remember there were more pre-mades on Adder than there were anywhere
I
else,
was
and
an adder
I had a
first. I was
I
adder
had a
first.
squad of 8 on the Flames who would love playing against them. We would queue into secure, and we would, if we were B, because back then, like you actually split based on like what party you were. We would ask like C if we could switch with them and go meet that pre-made what was it called? Sun Temple or whatever.
Yeah, the notes basically.
At the flags, but
Yeah,
they had names. It was
the
like Manor,
flags.
like Manners, and it was like Sun Temple or
Manners,
some shit like that.
market.
Markets,
Market.
yeah. So we would ask to go and meet them, and we would just have these like really good 8v8 clashes, and like actually have fun ass frontline games. But like every grand company had like pre-mades running. You like sometimes you can like coordinate with them, and just it was so much more fun. And then CL Rock happened, and it was fucking dog shit.
God. We'll save that for another rant, a frontline episode
Okay,
of just
yep,
purely
another
frontline.
rant.
But yes,
Another rant.
it is a good
All right,
topic.
all right.
Though.
I have so many things to talk about frontline.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right.
I miss frontline Q syncs, man. I don't remember the last time I did a frontline. It's just not the same.
I missed so much.
Yeah. Oh, God. But
all right. Okay, we're back for like
try to
CC
get
PvP.
we'll try to talk about CC and what else do we hate about it? What's going on?
Again, like okay, about this game. It took 1 year to make Dragon LB, and then enemy turret or whatever turret
The
is
color.
differentiates color for 1 year, which needs to be there in after day one patch or something. It should be like that. I think the reason why, because Final Fantasy doesn't have PTR, like public test realm. They don't have that. So there is no testing, or there is no this and that. People can give feedback or something. They give feedback on the live version. Meanwhile, competitions is not that way. You have things, they have to be balanced in terms of job balancing and everything. But because there's no PTR, you got tested, or you have to fight in test, quote unquote test version. But people don't really think that's a test version because they don't really care that much, or many people don't really know, I guess.
CCRC was played on
games,
public realms. All CCRCs were played on public realms. Just think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
That's insane.
But still, right? But still, like public realm, I don't think they don't allocate those resources to like making a public realm or whatever. I think also kind of like, we have to prevent the leaks, prevent these and that. And leaks happens anyway. Remember when Relic comes out, people are like, this is the new Relics coming out or next patch or something. Like, what do you prevent now? if you want to say.
What's crazy is they don't even need a 24-hour maintenance to fix a lot of the little things. They could just, if I understand, like, okay, they need to go in and update files, so you need to log out the players or whatever. But like a fix is something that's just the color changes, like immediate bugs or whatever. I mean, we haven't even talked about Nebula and Confiteor interaction yet. Like,
oh no,
that's
no.
That's something that can be fixed. And cheats on. That's something that can be fixed by just 30 minutes, an hour minimum for the scale and the amount of money that Square Enix has. It does not take more than an hour of server maintenance to change and fix something like that. It makes absolutely no sense.
There were at CC launch, there were a number of tooltips that were just flat out wrong for a bit, and they were only on the English side, like French, like German, and JP clients. They were fine for some reason, but for example, there were a couple moves that said they had like very specific effects that just weren't the case at all, or just didn't operate as I guess indicated. And I'm not sure how long it took for them to actually fix that, but like something as simple as that lingered in the game for quite a bit before they actually dealt with it, and it fell on a patch cycle rather than just like a hot fix.
Yeah, that's true. Two things that come to mind still, besides the Nebula Confiteor, which hopefully if Yoshipi's out there and we get a direct line with him, we can yell to him first thing. Is the Salted Earth
some jobs.
Salted Earth visual to the buff thing is still wrong. The Meteor Drive tooltip is still wrong with like pressing guard to like null out some of the damage. Like the tooltip's still wrong, or it doesn't work as intended still to this day. 10 seasons, by the way.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Well, I said this yesterday or the day before. I was so hopeful, and I let myself get too excited about it, that they would even have a Q&A panel at FanFest. Not even that. Like, There's no direct line.
Even
Like,
on
where do I go and complain? Because I'm not gonna go to the forums. Like, they've abandoned it, right? Like,
Apparently, the
it's
official forums is where you're supposed to go, but that place is basically everybody's banned from there. First of all, anybody who actually has decent feedback is banned because
yeah.
if you so much as disagree with somebody there, then that's it. You're donezo.
yeah,
Um,
Oh,
you're
and it's
toxic
so much
instantly. Yeah,
it's so much easier to get banned there than it is in game, which is jarring.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, jarring.
Reddit doesn't matter. Like I thought for a
Mhm.
bit we had what was his name? Wasn't it like an EU community person, like Clem or something like that? Am I
Mm.
misremembering his name? I feel like we had a link for at some point through him during the feast days. I don't know what actually got done through that channel, but this all just kind of goes back to having a community manager either dedicated to PvP or who part of their job description is PvP and actually has a passion for it and actually like knows where to look in the community for these like these veins of feedback. They
Yeah,
don't have that. They don't they don't they don't trust their community. They don't know who to trust. And I understand that if you're not part of it. Um, but there's no clear channel for that feedback. Um,
mhm.
I wouldn't like if I were a developer, and this is me giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'd be sus about taking any old feedback from just anybody. I wouldn't know who to trust, and in fact, most feedback is terrible. It's not good. And so, as a developer, how do you sift the good from the bad? Like, I I I feel
Have
for
to
them, but at the
play.
same time, I feel yeah, they should play themselves for real. Um,
Correct.
at the same time, I feel for them. Like, how do you sift the good from the bad? But at the same time, like, we don't even know where to submit this shit, where it will be somewhere that they'll look at it. It's like the
It
classic, oh, they only listen to JP and not NA. I mean,
mhm.
uh,
A lot of
seems to be a little bit
a lot
akin
of
to
these
that.
issues are the little things that seem like oversight though. Whereas it's exactly how you said that. Like, do they play the game? Do they play the game mode? What's going on?
We know Yoshi does. I mean, he
Yeah,
seems very interested in PvP affairs, but I think he's just got too much on his
Yeah,
plate as
yeah,
director
he
and
does.
yeah.
whatever he
But
is now at Square
it can't be
Enix.
on
Like,
one guy. Like,
it
come on.
can't be on one
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. You can't
And
be a
funny
one-man
thing about
guy.
that, like every time we get updates about stuff, it's always the man himself and Foxconn. That's it. They've not delegated any of this kind of stuff to like anybody else. It always has to be Yoshi that tells us this information, and it always has to be in like a neat package, aka the live letter. And it's just like, man, we just want somebody to talk to us a little bit. That's it. That's really it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he does care. Like, you see my job, they butcher it so badly. Now, I'm irrelevant. uh, you see, well, yeah, I agree with you. Like, yeah, we need place to talk. Like, forum is kind of like, oh, talk in a forum. But, forum moderators, even in English sites, is also kind of bad. Many people on JPX actually talk in a forum because even they make an event, like announcement event, is kind of like in a forum, like Lodestone, for example. Because I think this kind of differentiate between these. Like JP don't use Discord too much. Yes, they use Discord, but they mostly use social media and forum instead
Mhm.
because they like to be a little bit anonymous and kind of things like that. I mean, yes, you can be anonymous in Discord, but Discord, it's a little bit more open about yourself. I think it's also come up with these personality like JP who don't like to stand out. Again, that's my point is JP part of these is pretty good. Again, on NA, it's kind of on NA, EU, and on any other places. Forum, it feels bad because it kind of filled with so many people who, because they feel like anonymous, they kind of like become a keyboard warrior. Every single good takes, they feel like a bad takes. Oh, do you want a hardcore in my casual MMO? Some things like that. They always have these kind of agreement. And when you disagree with them, they feel like getting hurt and then you get banned. But I'm sorry, man. Harassment and that's no. Disagreement is not harassment. This has been happening for like every single places, not only in 14 but mostly in West.
Yeah,
It happens that when you disagree with someone, they feel harassed and then they're gonna report you and you got banned. That's where a good takes or something often getting shut down by a bad takes and then bad takes getting upvoted by so many people, and then everyone who disagree and everything got ban or quote unquote harass, and then bad text that comes in, and then people from 14 community, or let's say community manager in English side or West side, take those input and then give it to Japan, and Japan feel like, oh, they have a bad input, they don't do it.
Yeah.
Again, not everyone in JP also have a good input. Not only saying like everything is black and white. It's always gray area. It's something like that, in my opinion. That's why you don't have space to do it. Like, yeah, forum, but every time you see forum is kind of like, hey, can my cat girl have a bigger butt or something? Like, what the fuck
The
is
butt
this, man?
slider.
No one's gonna like, yeah. That's the main focus of like most of the Western players, and then they complain about
Yeah.
the game is way too boring. And like, what the fuck, man? When everyone have a good input, they always dismiss it with some irrelevant shits.
I'm glad you brought up
It's
the West
unbelievable.
specifically, because as of recent, I don't know how true it is, but as far as I know, it's how it is. In the Chinese version of 14, they don't have solo ranked. It's light party, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I heard about it. Yeah.
Like, why is it that they're able to pull that off,
don't know.
and yet that's why I'm saying specifically for Aether, and I'll stand my ground on it as much, like preferably because obviously
you
I
guys
still
are Aether,
I still
man,
have
obviously.
obviously I'm an Aether homelander here, and I'm passionate about ranked still in solo queue. I hate myself for it, but I do still enjoy it, so that's why I can't say enough how much I think Aether would benefit from matchmaking, and I hope one day I can yell, and not yell, right, or just tell Yoshi P how nice it would be. But
You could start with to bridge the data centers within NA. And
yeah,
at least combine that pool.
Even cross region ranked would be kind of interesting. Like, if it's two separate queue systems, one can be home DC and the other one can be cross DC. Like, I would enjoy that a lot.
That would split the queues though, which could be.
Yeah, but
Could be problematic.
the environment can feel different at least. You can. It's something to test. It's. I would say, yeah. But anyways, we're nearing going. Believe it or not, it's been over an hour now.
This was a good talk.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for showing up. I'm not immediately done yet, but I did want to have one last question. What would it take? Let's just say time wasn't the problem. 1, time isn't the problem. 2, ping isn't the problem. What would it take for you guys to enjoy ranked solo queue for you? So let's go with I first.
For me, I think I have 2 answers. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
My first answer is I want to play with my friends. I make it like duo queue or trio queue, whatever it is. I don't want to play alone sometimes. It's frustrating at times, especially when you have someone who can rely on, especially like friends. It should be good, right? Because again, the solo queue, it's called solo queue, man. But like, yeah, I get it. Like, but the purpose of MMORPG to play with friends or anything, right? What's the point of these? If I can even, let's say, even not solo queue, but casual even, you cannot queue with friends. What the fuck, man?
I totally forgot
That's
that.
one that I
for casual,
want.
for sure, for
but
casual.
like, sure for casual at least. Like, come on, I just want to play with friends again at some point. Because other game modes, like, I'm gonna keep bring these 2 games because I play these 2 games, like World of Warcraft and Guild Wars 2. They have duo queue even on rank. Some people ask, "Do you wanna be my duo queue or something?" Like play with each others, because let's say you are a good warrior, you're a good ninja, for example, or paladin. Do you want to be my duo queue? So you duo queue with someone and then you work together rather than just not getting randomized and then you fight each other and then people accusing you for win trading or rigging the match. Like, what the fuck, man? Doesn't make sense.
We'll talk about that in the next coffee banter.
All right, that's fine.
And the second part?
And the second part is, so time isn't the issue, right? And then ping isn't the issue. What makes you want to queue, basically, right?
What would it take for me to find you in our ranked games? Yeah.
It's a balanced matchmaking.
Balance matchmaking.
As not in not only as in. I know it's hard because it doesn't make sense, but I don't know the solution either. Basically, I play Ninja, and Ninja often sometimes you find yourself against three healers, again double tank, again all those things, and then your teammates is non-damaging type of jobs. It feels weighting, and it's kind of like, oh, you just losing the matchups. That feels sucks. I
Yeah.
don't know if, let's say, I'm queuing up and then, I can see the job and I can change the job before going in or something like that in 30 minutes, 30 seconds window or whatever. I know it's kind of flow, but it just feels sucks when
Yeah, I
you
agree. I
play
agree.
some jobs that on very, very bad matchups and then you just need to suffer on through 5 minutes, let's say. Sometimes, have you ever played in the game where 30 minutes, then you end up with draw?
Just today,
It's,
it was
you had it.
three healer, me on tank, and a ninja.
Ew.
Yeah,
That was my
that
comp
happens,
earlier
man.
today on JP.
That happens to
Yeah,
me. That happens to me on JP. I got
I
it
couldn't
like
kill anything.
3 4 times. Yeah, I got it happens to me like 3 4 times, and then on NA also it happens 3 4 times. It was
Mhm.
like, oh my god, this is. It happens to me like several times. It's so tiring. It's exhausting because you need to constantly focus, focus, focus. Even on raiding, you at least focus for like a whole mechanics and everything on 17 minutes max. This is 30 minutes. If you make a mistake just once, fail LB or whatever, or you get Zantatsukans like, haha, it could be next topic, by the way, but
Yeah, yeah,
again,
yeah.
it's not it's not fun because the matchups, like, what is this?
Yep, I agree.
It's not good. I mean, it's not healthy for the game. Like, let's say people gonna assume, oh, the game's dead. They stop queuing, and then you get less people to play. And then let's say, even though okay, I'm gonna queue again, and then you end up on the 30 minutes again. Let's say back to back to back to back 30 minutes. You already waste an hour and 30 minutes for a one game, and let's say you don't even get anything from. It's only
Yeah,
like, oh, but it's so fun, right? No, what's the fun? What's the fun? Tell me what's the fun? Are you insane? No, it's not. I'm tired. I
I'm
want to
sorry.
win. And if you lose, that's fine. But again, what's the fun? Tell me what's the fun? You fucking insane, dude.
It's the feels bad.
I
Yeah, the
think yeah,
overall the
yeah,
feels bads just add up and get to you for sure. And
yeah. And then you start to get irritated and everything.
this game sucks, man. I'm joking. I mean, I'm here, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, I care.
anyway,
There's something good about it. That's the problem. I want it to do well. That's where my complaints come from.
yeah,
And
exactly. I mean, yeah, many people love this game, like me included. I played this game since Heaven's Ward. Atreus here from Realm Reborn. Obviously,
from
everyone wants.
1955.
Yeah,
I'm the two-time.
1950. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Like everyone loves this game. That's why we're still here. We still talk about it. We
yeah,
talk about this not because we want to shit on game or hating it. We want them to do better. That's the
correct.
main point about it.
Yeah,
Not because we want to shit on this. People misinterpret these things quite often. Kind of like, you disagree with me, you are having this, like you hating it. No,
yeah.
we're not. We care about it. We just have different way to express it other than just accept it. When you have a shit in your plate, you don't eat it. You complain about it. Obviously. Yeah, right? Like, oh yeah, you don't pretend it's a good meal, right? Even though the other things like, okay, you have to eat shit first and then you can eat ice cream afterwards. You don't do that.
We've all been
Don't
served
do
shit.
that. Yeah, you have to complain
10
if you get
seasons.
something.
10 seasons of shit.
Yes, 10
Different
seasons,
shades of shit.
man. Different shit, different type of shit. First it was liquid, now
Nope,
it's
nope, nope, nope.
No, let's not go there. All right, stop. Let's stop. No, no, no. Okay, okay, okay. We got it. Anyways, okay. Atreus, the same question.
Atreus.
Uh, I have a lot of answers too, but I'm gonna give one very simple one. I want chat back. Shout out to King Stefan.
Chat.
Um,
Oh
I need
God.
chat back.
We have
This
5
is a
players of chat now, though. In the chat,
fine.
there's 5 instead of
That's
4.
fine.
Man.
Not everybody's gonna talk, but I think it would change the dynamics of climbing considerably if you could
Yeah.
just, in the 30 seconds of of the pregame, you can kind of at least devise a this tiniest bit of a game plan. It's like, hey, I'm gonna stun here. I would like everybody to focus on this or whatever. Just like I want chat back. I don't think this is the type of game that
Mhm.
you just have just quick chat.
When
There
was the
aren't
last time chat
nearly.
was in the game?
It was Heaven's Word Feast, and then
Heaven's what
yep.
feast, yeah.
yeah, I mean, people were getting flamed, and so they decided rather than police it and like handle reports, they would just turn it off altogether and do quick chat.
Wow.
It
Oh
was
man, don't
pretty
get me
bad.
started with this, but
Oh, I
well,
will get you started
for
because
another time.
it's been a
Another time.
travesty. Like
It's another
the
time.
history of quick chat has been not sufficient for communicating what people actually need in
It's
a game. Like
Yeah.
you
it's
just
really
can't
bad.
convey. You can't convey enough. You just can't. Like even them taking away the countdown after the feast. I mean, why would they take that very very nice feature away for CC? We still play like that. At least
Yeah.
yeah. I just think they should give us chat back. Like I'm
Yeah.
sorry that
That's fair.
people are going to be toxic. I'm sorry that people's feelings are going to get hurt, but like at least remove it for ranked and maybe keep it in casual so people can just have their little playground. But for ranked, I think it would change the dynamics of climbing very fundamentally and differentiate people
Yeah.
a little bit more if they were able to, make little communication macro. You could do it in frontline. What the fuck is the difference? Um,
You can mute people like in League as well. You just mute someone and like that's
if
Yeah, you
in
yeah,
can.
your ranked game, just mute them, right? The same way that League
Just
allows that. Hmm.
yeah, do what you got to, but
yeah,
at
you
least
can
I'd
do
be able
that.
to
Yeah.
say, hey, I'm gonna stun main, or hey, I'll stun second, or I'm gonna cover you when you whatever. Like you can devise a very very base level game plan, whereas right now we just can't do that, and it's just sort of like good luck. Hopefully you guys mesh. Um, I just think something very simple, something as simple as that would be
Hmm.
helpful.
I can
Would be
see it.
extremely
Would
helpful.
change the dynamic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a huge pipe dream. I've got two, so I'm gonna get two.
Go for
I
it.
wish, I wish pipe dream again. Never gonna happen, but I wish. I wish personal performance played a little bit of a role in how many points I lose or gain.
Oh yes,
I
yes.
really don't appreciate getting sandbagged. I don't think anybody does. Like all it takes
Mhm.
is somebody to throw, and then suddenly you're down 100 points. I hate that. I get it. It's the nature of the game. Like you just kind of have to suck it up and go. But if I were to have one little pipe dream, it would just be, hey, I did all right. Do I have to lose all those points? Like fuck. But I couldn't really think of a way that you would be able to quantify that. I
Time
wouldn't
on the
even know where to
crystal.
start. Yeah, exactly. Time on the crystal. There you go. Everybody's just
Anyways,
gonna clump up
yeah,
then.
yeah, that's true. But
AoE central. But yeah,
anyways,
that's my to the point answer.
yeah, that's good and awesome. Thank you guys again for being here. We're a little cut for time, but lastly, is there any place that people can actively find you? Maybe like a Twitter handle or anything that you guys want to shout out?
I want to shout out. I want to shout out for I don't know if everyone on JP knows him. Is an old feaster, also plays CC for time to time. I want to shout out for okay. If you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter. It's called X. Oh, not Twitter. X called
X.
X.com. Ave the one. That's no, is that Ave the one?
I
I
have the one.
lost mine.
That sounds right, I think.
Yeah, I have
I'll
the
make sure to
one.
link it
I
somewhere.
have the one. Oh no, I've that one Ave. Ave that one Ave. Yeah, I've that one Ave. That's my Twitter. Or my Twitch is Ave the one. That's my Twitch. If I want to shout out, I want to shout out for Connie the Red. He has he has sickness that he falls sick and I want him to get better and I think he is our JP bros and I wish him to get better. That's it. Even though we are like often in opposite teams, we are on different teams, but all in all,
Mhm.
we are here still friends regardless. We're not real life is still real life. In game is still in game. There's no such thing hitting real in game, hitting in real life other than this.
That's
That's
thoughtful.
all.
I hope they recover as well. And Atreus?
I'm not really on Twitter, but my handle is Atreus _ auditory. You can probably find me most at on the Discord channel CC Madness. But otherwise, yeah, just Discord and Twitter I'd say are pretty good mediums. I haven't streamed in a long time, otherwise I'd tag that. So maybe one of these days.
All right. Well, thank you
Yeah.
guys for joining me again for coffee banter. Obviously, what's insane is we still have so much more to rant about, but hopefully we'll do this again and kind of will yell at Square Enix some more. But I think that's pretty much everything said. Yeah,
All
and
right.
we'll go ahead and stop it
Thanks for
here.
having
All
us.
right. Later, you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye,
guys for
everybody.
listening. Peace.
Bye bye. Peace.